There is a physical need for purpose, to feel useful and feel like you're doing something that you're excited to do. And if you're someone like, and Stuttering John is a great example of that. Holy shit. The guy is so anchored to 20, 30 years ago that he just can't get past it to even try to do something new. Anytime you see him on a show, it's hilarious because all he does is talk about the old days. I was on Howard Stern, biggest radio show. I was Jay Leno. It's like, yeah, but what are you doing now? Opie is another example. Jesus Christ. At least in Opie's favor, he's got money. I don't think John has much money. Opie's got money. He could retire and do nothing. But again, when I talk about a vanity project or things that people do just because they want to show that they're still doing something, but you don't want to really hit the gas pedal on it. You don't want to put yourself into it. Give it your all. So it comes off as half-assed, shoddy, lazy. And it's not a thing that anyone could really define. There aren't a lot of people excited about it. And I think you just do it because it's expected of you. You want to save face by saying, I do something in broadcasting. I saw a couple of these people that have these attitudes last night after I did my ABC show. I keep wanting to say NEW. My ABC show debuted last night, 8 p.m. on WABC Radio New York, and I had a great time doing it. It was exciting. It was fun. It was nerve-wracking, that first. And it's weird because I do this every day, and I'm so loose and used to doing this. I don't walk into the studio to do the Anthony Cumia show on censored.tv and go like, oh, I'm feeling adrenaline. I got to turn the mic on. Here I go. Like, I don't get like that with this show. I did last night with the ABC show, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why? I do this every day. It's still just talking into a microphone. There are certain things that I know I can't do or say, certain curse words, anything that isn't FCC compliant, and they don't want to lose the license, as they say in broadcast radio. And I understand those rules. That wouldn't get me nervous. I know I can do shows without cursing. I've done it before. I did it last night. I know I could do shows without cursing. I have a large enough vocabulary where I can refrain from saying shit and fuck and things like that. So it wasn't that, but there's just something about knowing that your voice is going out over a different medium and a broadcast medium. And unlike subscription-based broadcasting, there are people out there that, first of all, some of them don't even know who the fuck you are. Don't care. They're listening to their radio in the car. A shitty song came on. They switched the station, and now they're hearing my voice, and they go, what is this? Who's this asshole? It's just a wider audience of people that might not like what you're saying. Who knows? And I don't think that, per se, got the nerves up. It was just, I don't know. I couldn't explain it, but I had some nerves until right when the mic goes on and I start talking, it goes away. It's like doing shows with a band. Before you hit the stage, you're fucking like, oh God, I got to remember all the lyrics. I hope don't fuck up. I hope my voice works. And then you get out there and it's all just showtime. So, it was a little nerve-wracked last night. So weird. But it was just great. The staff up there in New York City at WABC Radio is impeccable. They got me hooked up. We went through all the sound checks and tests, and they were all so psyched to have me on, and just a great team up there. Old school radio team. Not these corporate slobs in their suits and ties going around bean counting. They appreciate someone that appreciates doing the gig. So that was a lot of fun. And then, I watched a little of Opie's show at some ungodly hour. It was literally, and I know it's daylight savings, but it was literally like pitch black nighttime behind him out the window. Like, who gets up at that hour? Who gets up at that hour? If you don't have to. Like, I see my buddy Fred from Brooklyn. He'll take a short video or a quick picture of him in his work van driving to a job out of Brooklyn, and it's dark out. And I'm like, well, because I know, and Fred knows, he's got to do a job. He's got to do some chimney work. So he understands, and we understand, he got to get up early. A lot of people have to get up early. I get that. What the fuck is he getting up before the sun comes up? I guess he enjoys it. And then he sits down and does this thing, this podcast for 20, 30 people. And he proceeds to start talking, the comments he gets get him revved up. And we all know it. And the trolls know it, so they get on and they start posting these things like, hey, did you listen to Anthony on ABC last night? No, I didn't listen. Why? Why would I listen to that? I'm like, oh boy. I listen, I watch, I see what these guys are up to. Why wouldn't I? It's such a phony thing to just go, yeah, I don't listen. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't have the time. You don't have the time. You're up at fucking 3 a.m. in front of a camera. You're up all fucking, what else are you doing? So I watch. I wouldn't lie about that. There are other shows in the Dabbleverse and whatnot. But I know last night was a thing. It involves me, and I'm involved in certain areas of broadcasting and entertainment that other people want to pop on and either talk about it, compliment it, critique it, shit on it, whatever it is. I get it. And Opie's like, I don't watch that. I don't know. And then he just goes about, shitting on the deal. Like, oh, his big debut at Sunday night at 8 o'clock on AM radio. Yeah, Sunday night, 8 o'clock on AM radio, WABC, New York. You know why? I have a great perception of self. I know where I am in life and in this industry. I know where I am. I know that I was exiled, persona non grata, in the broadcast radio circles, as is Opie. He is. He has the O&A stench on him. He was fired for gross misconduct over at Sirius XM for taking pictures over the top of a shit stall in a bathroom of Roland. It's, it's kind of weird because I think it's called sexual harassment. I think that is actually in the workplace during those films you have to watch. I think if they used that as an example in one of those, sexual harassment films that they show you in the workplace, I think that would go under sexual harassment. Here's something that should never be done, even if you're friends who are used to joking around about these things. Was it right for Opie to have recorded Roland in the privacy of a toilet stall? Let's go back and watch. Like they would have just put this as sexual harassment. He's nude. I know, slow down, picturing a half-nude Roland. So I think it was like a sexual harassment thing. I don't think they wrote it down as the reason for firing, but it's gross misconduct. So then you're out of the business. You're out of the business. And he's been doing this, whatever it is, since. And he looks at something like the job I took at ABC as a downgrade as something like, why would you do it? Goofing on the fact that it's a Sunday night gig on AM radio. I know my position here, but I also know that I have the ability to make something of it. I don't care how small the opportunity is. I'm going to do my best at it and make something of it. And during the past couple of weeks, I've worked very hard with the people at WABC. I've worked hard on my own, getting material together and working with the production team to get kind of an image for the show, and just everything that goes along with really being involved in wanting to make what you do the best you can possibly make it. And to say it's a small, stupid thing, it's a genuine opportunity to get back into broadcast radio. And I gotta say, the support was unprecedented last night. I cannot tell you how many people texted me and called me, congratulating me for the show, how many social media responses I got on X and Instagram and whatnot, from people that just went, wow, great job, thank you so much, this feels like there's a new energy. Just all the compliments were great. Really, really nice having that support. And again, like I said, there's no small opportunities. There are opportunities. And Opie has just completely removed himself from the want, need, or ambition to do something like that, because anything he would see as it not being O&A. He said it on some of his shows. What, you think you're going to build it up to the point of Opie and Anthony? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. If I've been taught anything in the past decade or so, it's that you really have no clue what the fuck is going on next. What's going to happen? What opportunities will come your way? Who you'll meet that'll steer your career or life in a different direction. This is, the amazing part of life. This is why, I feel very sad for people that put that gun in their mouth. Because again, if things seem really bad right now, you could just take some solace in the fact that things change and better times come, maybe worse times. I don't know. It's not a guaranteed good, but things just change. And if you work at something and you're passionate about it and you have confidence in yourself and what you do, there's no small opportunities. I think this opportunity at WABC is going to take me in a direction on broadcast radio that I never would have gotten if I didn't take this opportunity. You could sit and daydream about shit or whatever, but unless you see these opportunities that come by and grab at them. I could have not returned the phone call. I could have said, I don't know. I'm kind of happy with what I'm doing now. And then you sit there and go, oh, why am I not doing radio? That's what Greg's doing. That's what he does. He sits there. Every single thing he's done since he was fired from SiriusXM has been an audition for radio, or, in his mind, maybe even some TV thing. But everything. It's why he doesn't curse. It's why he's completely non-confrontational and uncontroversial about everything going on in the world. It's harder in 2025 to be, to not be controversial if you have any type of show. There's so much going on that you have to take a personal stand at least. Something has to be like, yeah, I think I agree with that more than I do this. But it's just devoid of any controversy, of any real opinion. And I think he's doing that, believing that some radio guy is going to hear him or see his thing, his show, and go, yeah, that's the guy we need for mornings. He doesn't stir a lot of things up. He works clean. He says, holy S, and that's effed up. So he works clean. We could get him in and you know who's calling? Nobody. No one cares. It's the most diluted, nonsensical nothingness that anyone could waste bandwidth on. And I'm not getting on him personally. I'm not calling him an asshole. He'll call me an asshole and I'm heartless and I'm fucking, I have no soul and I'm evil. And I don't even say that about him. All I say is I see in a professional way. Because I know we're not friends, so I'm not going to talk about him like, out of friendship and point out some faults that as a friend I'm a little concerned about. I'm purely professional with the Opster when I talk about him. When he busts my balls, I'll bust balls back. But that's guys. But he just doesn't seem to get it. I'm not looking for a new Opie and Anthony phase in my life. I'm looking to do something exciting and fun that I enjoy doing and doing it to the best of my ability. And if that gets me some recognition and we can go further with that, I am totally cool with that. I'm excited and I know some fans and supporters of me would be happy to see that too. So if you see any clips of him talking about me, it's just hilarious because he puts the importance on the size of the gig and the opportunity and the money. That was another thing. He's making, I think he blurted something out the other day. 1 show a week, 2 hours a week. And he starts doing that fake laugh. He's not even making $500 an episode. Now, I have said money was the last consideration in this gig. I even told them that. I even told Matt, I said, this is probably a terrible, terrible business, a business thing to say. I didn't have an agent there or a lawyer. I'm just making a deal for something I want to do. And I go, oddly enough, money isn't even a major consideration here. I have money. I make money still. And I just want to do this. I want to prove to myself and use this as an opportunity, a stepping stone. So, and I can't get into details, contract details. I can't, but I'm going to say a few things that I hope you can maybe figure out. Because this is, Opie, just the trolls get him. The trolls said I was making $300,000 and it just drove Opie crazy. And he had to keep saying that he's making, at the most, he's not even making $500 a show. Truth be told, when I was in the meeting up in New York, I was given a number, and it's 1 show. So the number I was given, I assumed, I swear to you, I'm not going to say what the number was, but I assumed it was a per show number. It just sounded like that. Sounded like, this is what we can pay you. And then he said a number, and I thought that number was per show. I get my contract, and I read through it very meticulously, and I see the part of the contract that says compensation. And I see that the number he gave me, that I thought was a per episode number, was the yearly salary. My eyes bugged out of my fucking head. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't care about getting paid, a large sum of money. But at that moment, I was like, I just got a substantial raise from what I thought I was making. Like Opie said, I thought I'd get a pay rate of whatever per show. I don't know how they worked things over there. And the way he put it sounded like it was, an amount with a little decimal point, and that's how much I made per show. Don't care. Put it, direct deposit, and I won't even think about it. But then I see the contract. I'm like, oh my God, he was talking about a yearly salary when he mentioned that amount. So Opie doesn't know. He doesn't know what it is. He says 500 an episode. He's way off. Because, again, I know what I do, and other people know what I do. I've been proving myself in the conservative talk.
All right, if you want to check out the rest of this, you're just going to have to go watch Compound Media. So, Cumia calling out the Opster. I pretty much agree with everything Cumia said. I didn't get his whole money thing, though. It sounded... Wait, so let me try to understand this. He thought what the guy said he was going to get paid an episode for, he's getting for the whole year, but he tried making it sound like that was more money? I don't know, I didn't quite get that. But like you said, he's not even doing it for the money. But I just love how he did his thing, and then he called out Opie. Everything he says about Opie is 100% correct, by the way. But I didn't know that he thinks Opie is really just doing an audition to get back on radio. And he was saying things that make sense about how Opie doesn't swear, how Opie's trying to be family friendly, and all that stuff. You might have a point there. I don't know, but let me know your thoughts in the comments.